Hello and welcome to Little Imps, hosted, sadly, by the most incredibly snot-filled imp of them all, me, Mark Wilkinson. Yes, Ms. Criz, it's that time of year when normally sane people lie unashamedly to their children. When else would you encourage your young to eagerly await an intruder and provide them with liquor and a light snack? As some of you may have realised, possibly with a sinking feeling, Little Imps is an improv show made up of tiny improvisations. It wasn't named in honour of Brendan. You can't get at Brendan with short jokes. He's heard them all. Most go right over his head. We begin with My Gift to You, a round in which each team's guest provides a one-word reason why their opponent's team should win the game. The team captain will then expand on that one word, providing an eloquent flow of reason from the soul, or elsewhere. To begin with, Hannah, your one-word reason for Brendan, please.
The fro.
I'm sorry?
The fro. Well, without the fro. Fro.
Throw?
Fro.
Oh, as in afro, right.
Yes.
Yeah, purely because Dan has hair that defies gravity. It just needs a little combing. It managed to stay like a hairy beehive in this magnificent shape. It would be good instead of down in pillows. I think we could happily have a nice little pillow filled with Dan's head hair. And I'd say it's nice and spongy.
Okay, Claire,
Hello.
your one-word reason for Dan.
Small.
My Christmas gift to Brendan this year is the victory of this Christmas episode of Little Imps. Not just for him and his esteemed colleague Hannah, but for small people everywhere. Too long have they lingered in the shadow of Ewoks and gremlins and all the manifold little creatures they get to play in fantastical films on the cinema screens. Now is their time to shine, where they will prove to the world that people under a certain height are the ones destined to rule us all and to subjugate the tall people.
Very good.
I'm
Very good.
glad I picked that word. That was excellent.
Hate to be a pedant, as complimentary as that was. People aren't in gremlin costumes. Those were puppets. As small as we are, we cannot fit into something that's like a few inches tall. In fact, it's not encouraged to be in something that's a few inches tall.
You might think that we'd follow round one with round two, but no, because I forgot to introduce our guests, we're going to go back and do the introductions.
I did wonder. I was like, is he not going to introduce me?
Okay, and this week our teams are Captain Dan.
The missing Spectrum member from Captain Scarlet, Captain Dan.
And the mighty feisty Clare Holman-Hobbs.
Yay, hello.
Our pocket-sized pal, Team Captain Brendan.
Hello!
And the beautiful Hannah Gimson, who is a first-timer on the show.
Hello.
Can I just interject quickly? My friend today said that you sound taller than you are.
Okay.
That's only got to be a compliment, surely.
I think the opposite.
What,
What?
you think he
You
sounds
think-
smaller
I
than...
think Brendan sounds like he should live in a hole in the skirting board.
I don't have like a high-pitched mouse voice.
Yeah, I think you do.
Mark's very tall and Mark sounds very tall.
He sounds very tall.
But
Yeah.
could she do measurements? You know, give us an actual height.
The next round is Letters to Santa, in which one team will take it in turns, line by line, to compose a letter to Father Christmas, requesting something highly inappropriate for Christmas. Some examples: somebody else's death, methamphetamine, or the complete works of Miley Cyrus. The other team will then draft Santa's response, again, line by line. This might be a careful talking down of the original writer, or a letter expressing full agreement with their views and offering additional points. So, who's going to go first with the letter to Santa? I think Dan and Claire.
Dear Santa,
There's been something that I've been really wishing for this year.
a new mummy. But apart from that,
I've also really been wanting a dildo.
all the girls at school are talking about them.
And sometimes they're double-ended, which I think is awesome.
In fact, the other night, I saw something in a catalogue that really caught my eye.
It was large, and pink, and sparkly, and had all these ridges on it.
It was quite unlike any catalogue I'd ever seen.
And inside, there were loads of dildos.
It was unusual for the merchandise to be trapped between the pages of the catalogue, but I wasn't complaining. It meant free stuff.
So I was thinking about it, and I was thinking maybe you could get me one for Christmas this year.
Of course, a catalogue wouldn't really fit in the stocking, so I was thinking more one of the dildos. Not one of the ones that I've already got that came with the catalogue, but one of the other ones that couldn't be fit in.
I think they're called rabbits. I asked Mum for a rabbit last year, but she actually just went and got me a rabbit, which was a bit not what I wanted.
But it was delicious.
And then I used its fur to make a hat, so now my ears are really warm in the winter.
And now I want another part of me to feel really warm in the winter.
So I was just wondering if you could fulfil that request for me, and also think about maybe getting me a new mum, because she's not really on it when, with the suggestions for Christmas. I thought I was being clear, but clearly I wasn't.
If you need further advice, just ask Mrs. Claus. I'm sure she has plenty of experience in that area.
Thanks very much.
Lots of love, Betsy Lou.
Age 7.
Those last 2 words are getting cut.
Why? Why? Okay, age 12.
Still getting cut.
Okay.
No ages. You shut up, you start your letter again.
Dear Betsy Lou.
Thank you for your letter. I read it carefully.
And double-checked it to make sure this was actually the request you wanted.
I then gave it to Mrs. Claus to check that I had not misunderstood.
She said we don't actually make those in the factory, but she knows a very good website where you can indeed purchase them.
She seemed very able to find the website swiftly, which confused me at first, but then I remembered that we give presents to lots of boys and girls.
And most of them want new mummies. As for the other present,
I was again confused.
I mean, do we supply you with the batteries, or is that something we'll assume the parents have anyway for the racing cars and the other knickknacks? We don't know what type you want.
Really, it feels more of a personal thing. I don't know what your preferences are.
Maybe you should ask your new mummy for one.
I'm sure new mummy will be able to give you all the advice you need.
So, please find enclosed one new mummy.
Best wishes,
Merry Christmas.
Santa.
Excellent. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to reverse the roles. Brendan and Hannah, what do you really want for Christmas?
Dear Santa,
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
really, it's only a really small thing that I'm asking for.
I mean, really small. It's really hard to pick up.
I was just wondering if you could give me this one thing.
An atom.
I know that it's only a little thing, but that's what I really want.
It will probably get lost in the stocking or the sack or however you deliver an atom. You have to rummage to the bottom of the bag.
But then I promise to keep it safe once you give it to me.
I mean, those things are really hard to destroy.
So I'm not going to break it. So you won't get another letter from me complaining like last year.
Yeah, I mean, I am on it with atom safety. We've done it in class all the time.
I mean, I wasn't listening, but, that stuff absorbs.
Yeah, which I think is a property of atoms, maybe. Again, I wasn't listening.
See, it's just a perfect gift.
Yeah, I learned something from it, probably.
Maybe, but it's all about learning Christmas, isn't it? Christmas is all about the learning.
Yeah, and I'm old enough to know not to swallow things with small parts.
Obviously, last year, we know what happened there. I've apologised before, so that won't happen again.
It passed through the system pretty cleanly, so after it was washed up, they got their Lego back.
And, I sent you the x-rays of it in there, so that was a bonus for you.
Yeah, I bet you don't get to see that often.
My gift to you.
You don't get gifts often, so why not send you an X-ray?
And so, I should now get this gift this year.
Yeah, that's all I want. One atom. Come on.
You can give that to me, right? Right?
Right?
Right?
Yours sincerely.
Us.
Dear Us,
Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas and thank you for your letter.
It's really not that rare request, you may be surprised to hear.
Lots of boys and girls ask me for atoms, and actually, I've started keeping quite a large box of atoms in my house, just in case a letter like this arrives.
we've got quite a variety of atoms up here at the North Pole, but even so, last year we almost entirely ran out of the Higgs boson particle.
That seems to be the most popular. I mean, I can't understand why. It's not my favourite.
People do want the God particle just to see it, although, of course, people are accusing my new special exclusive Father Christmas particle of taking away from the God particle's thunder.
But of course it is limited edition and you can collect it with the Mrs. Claus particle and the reindeer particle as a set. So I'm going to be sending you the Christmas elf particle enclosed in the letter.
And if you send in a photograph of all the particles gathered together, I'll also send you a free fridge magnet.
Merry Christmas!
And there we have it. Christmas come early for our teams. Okay, well, I'm afraid in both rounds this time around, Dan and Claire have got the points.
Yes!
High five!
This round is entitled The Queen's Speech, in which each team has a choice to either deliver a commentary on a historical event in the manner of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, or alternatively, they can deliver a traditional royal Christmas address in the manner of my choosing. First up, Hannah and Brendan, choose your ordeal.
As the Queen.
As the Queen.
Yeah.
2013.
Okay, you will deliver a full match report of the Christmas Day football match between German and British troops in the voice of Her Majesty the Queen.
You join us here on the battlefield.
On this joyous afternoon.
It is a joyous afternoon. The weather has held off and both troops are getting ready to kick off.
It's looking spiffing fun.
The Britain gets the first kick and they've been told to take down their guns because it's not that sort of shooting today. And the Germans have now got the ball. Is that good?
Oh, now they're running with it. Are they allowed to do that?
Yes. Why aren't they using their hands? That'd be a lot quicker.
Where's that man just standing at the end waiting?
Yes.
I think he could be more useful if he's got in there.
He's got his hands out to receive the ball, but he's not moving.
Get in the game!
Yes, go on, guy.
You?
Stood between those two jumpers.
Yes.
Do something.
Oh, it looks terribly fun though. It's
Yes.
lovely, isn't it?
Oh, it's coming towards him. It's coming towards him. Oh, what's he going to do? Is he going to catch it? Oh, it went through his legs. Is that... Now Britain looks very upset.
I'm afraid I'm going to stop you there. Okay, next up, Claire and Dan. Would you like to pick an event, or shall I pick a method of delivery?
Go on.
Well, it's up to you. You're team captain.
Yeah, but I can't remember what you said anymore, so...
Well, I was thinking maybe we should go with the Puppet Imp picks the method of delivery,
Right,
and we reflect on the year 2013.
we reflect on this
in
glorious
a
year.
certain, in a certain manner.
Righto.
And that way it
Okay.
shakes up a bit 'cause we've got two different things going on. It's good.
I think I would like you two to tell us all about 2013 in the form of a punk duet.
What do punk duets sound like?
Yeah, no, maybe we should have a different category.
You want a different?
That's all right.
Would you accept then the manner of a West End musical?
Yes, we could totally do that.
Wow.
Righto.
Yeah.
My loyal subjects.
It has been a wonderful year.
A wonderful year.
A wonderful year.
A wonderful year. But there were many bad things in this year. 2013 was a bad year.
We have something that we should discuss before we embark upon 2014. January
was a month of fighting amongst ourselves, fighting with our families, fighting with our wives, fighting lots of spies as they spied on me in my palace at home. They looked and they saw, it's the Queen! February. Supposedly the month of love, but was it the month of love? No! It was a month of gloves. We all wore gloves because it was so cold. Why?
We had
February, why are you so cold?
We had snow.
I hate the winter, it makes my heart bleed. But March saw spring arrive, and the weeds, they grew.
Little lambs were being born. Little
Lambs, the invasion of the lambs, the invasion of the lambs. They were very, very loud.
April!
But in April was the silence of the lambs. The silence of the lambs. They were silent, and they just stared at us. They stared at us, and we went, why are the lambs staring at us? Why, in May, was I so sad? Why did I cry so much? Perhaps it was because June was next, and June meant summer 2013, and we all went
out on the lash
out on the lash,
with shandies,
spending our cash. Out on the lash, we're spending our cash,
with the corgis
and my moustache.
and gin, lots of gin. There was gin. I like gin. Lots of gin.
July saw the world gin shortage appear. The world gin shortage made us all cry tears. And
Tears
then
of blood, tears of gin.
tears of
Sing.
everything. Then came August, a summer month, they say, but it rained and washed my tears away. Wash my tears away, my cheeks were no longer wet with tears, they were wet with rain. Oh, the pain, for it is September. Then came October, Halloween. Here comes the spooky ghost. I've run out of toast and I'm so hungry. Here comes November, Guy Fawkes Night. Fireworks in the air. Pow, 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 pow. Then comes December, it's Christmas. And that brings us up to date with my speech, for it is Christmas. And I say to you all, have a happy Christmas.
Happy, lots of gin.
In your hole.
Woo! What did we just do? I feel like
It's their new album.
Well, it is. Well, I have to say, I was going to say I was going to find it difficult to award points in this round, but Dan and Claire have aced it, despite the fact that Brendan very sportingly did harmonies for them at various points
Thank you.
throughout
Thank you for the harmony.
It's the Christmas number one. You heard it here first.
We've got to put that on YouTube. It's
charity
just
single.
hysterical.
And fittingly, next round is mistletoe and wine, in honour of Dan's favourite recording artist. In this round, each team is expected to act out a dialogue, during which, if I raise my mistletoe, the person speaking must kiss the other as passionately as they dare. If I raise my glass, they must feign a long swig from a hip flask. In both instances, the performer must then explain their actions in the context of the conversation. Performers may exchange fluids, but not solids. Scenario 1. It's the end of the autumn-winter term. Claire is the teacher of Dan's little darling. Dan is here for the end-of-term parent-teachers meeting. They want to discuss the role allocated to Dan's bundle of joy in the Christmas nativity.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Mackinskifflestein, for calling me here. I'm only sorry.
You're welcome, Mr. Glenfiddich.
I'm only sorry that Robert's other father couldn't be here.
Yes, I would have liked to have met the both of you, of course, but
Yes.
with his, loss of limb recently, it's been quite difficult.
Yes, and
Oh, are you okay there?
yes, I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's just my medication.
You're
you know.
Okay, all right then.
I keep it in a
Smells like whiskey,
hip
but
flask.
okay. Yeah.
Oh yes, but it's actually whiskey flavoured jelly beans. Would you like one?
I mean, I'm okay, thank you. But thank you for the offer. Not
Very nice. I mean, it's only
Yes.
the whiskey flavoured ones that are on top. It's.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I
Oh.
wanted to know what it was like.
Mr. Glenfiddich, I'm quite taken aback. I'm not quite sure that's very professional.
No, but I was.
I think it's actually, sexual harassment, but
But can you taste the whiskey on my breath?
yes,
Well, now you know what it tastes like.
I would rather I didn't. Thank you. Can we keep this strictly professional, please?
Yes.
You were here to talk about Robert's role in
I know. It was just...
the nativity.
I'm not often in close proximity with a woman and wanted to know what it would be like.
Yes. Do you remember that you have a husband, Mr. Glenfiddich?
I do. And he tastes a lot better than you do.
Right. Well, okay.
About Robert's role in the nativity,
Yes.
I'm unhappy with him. I don't...
Well, he did ask to be the back end of the donkey.
Yes.
He did ask me to be that role.
The thing is, you haven't cast the front end, so he's just wandering around.
Mr. Glenfiddich, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be drinking whiskey.
It's jelly beans, I assure you.
Jelly beans in the...
I've shaken it up. It's the vodka flavoured jelly beans on the top now.
I see. Sorry, I interrupted your point. Please carry on.
Yes, he is just a disembodied arse of a donkey wandering around.
Yes, unfortunately, we actually ran out of children to cast the... Oh, excuse me.
Oh, what have you got there?
Sorry, just, medicinal purposes, like you were saying, of course.
Oh, have you got a medical complaint?
No, I've got nothing to complain about now.
Well, I most certainly do.
Yes,
I
of course.
insist that you cast Robert in a more traditional fitting role in
see.
this year's nativity.
Well, perhaps I'll talk
What
about
about the penguin?
Yes.
I feel he could be the penguin that famously rode on the back of the camel with one of the wise men.
Yes, I do remember the penguin.
He's got his own cowboy hat. He would fit the part perfectly. Rum. Are you sure you wouldn't care for a alcoholic jelly bean? I'm sorry.
Oh! Mr. Glenfiddich, would you please stop? It's not appropriate to keep kissing me.
No, but that time was different. There was a small spider on your upper lip and I was removing it for you.
Yes, well, thank you very much. Next time
The spider. Robert could play the giant spider.
Yes. I mean, I think
That's
I
his
would...
favourite biblical story. The story of how the giant spider saved the baby Jesus from Optimus Prime.
I'm not quite sure we're talking about the same story. Mwah!
We're definitely not talking about the same story.
Fantastic, right? Thank you. Okay, here we are. Scenario 2. Hannah is the CEO of a multinational drinks company. Brendan makes a particularly potent form of mulled wine to a secret family recipe. Hannah has a meeting with Brendan with the intention of either learning the secret recipe or buying Brendan's smaller organisation outright. So, we begin.
Good afternoon, Mr.
A skiffle.
Good afternoon, Mr. Skiffle. So I've called you here to have a little discussion.
Yep.
Nothing
Yep.
serious.
Nope.
Just a little, are you all right there?
Getting ready for the tasting. I mean, obviously, two people from two drinks companies meet up. It's
You-
obviously discuss business.
You won't be tasting anything, you see, because we're here to talk about your drink.
I was tasting my drink. I like my drink. Everyone likes my drink. That's why it's so popular amongst my
You
village.
look a little sick. Is that natural from
I
the
forgot to
from the
breathe when I
drink?
drank.
Yeah, you don't,
forgot to breathe
you
when I
don't
drink.
look too well, and I'm just concerned about the effects of the drink.
It's fine. It's honestly
I mean,
fine.
the kind of greenish colour of the drink is quite appealing.
I think I may have put in a bit too much alcohol in this mix. The
Oh,
ratio's
no,
all wrong.
That's not a thing. You see, there's no such thing as too much alcohol
Right.
in a drink.
Isn't
You
alcohol
see.
poisoning a thing? I think my cousin died of it.
What we don't know about doesn't have. Sorry about that. I just got to upkeep the levels of alcohol.
Oh, right, to be a fully
for-
functioning
for
member of
promotional
society,
purposes,
yeah.
for what if I
Because
get?
if you didn't drink, you just hit me in the face.
Well, it's close.
Right.
I'm so sorry. Just
No.
I felt the alcohol levels
No, and
dipping a little bit.
I
so-
thought I'd match you. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
that-
competition. I mean, we are in competition.
Well,
so we might
about
as well-
that,
yeah,
you see, I was thinking maybe of purchasing your recipe
right,
for your beverage.
right. Well, I just first have to write the recipe and be consistent with the alcohol, which is
Right.
we've discussed. I'm not, hence why I'm not quite myself.
Right.
Yeah, that was about 60% alcohol.
Yeah, the twitching is a little unnerving.
Yeah.
I can't lie. That.
Yeah, I'm going to back away in case I accidentally kick you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just I didn't intend for. I'm just gonna step back because that alcohol you have is quite pungent. And
Right.
it's
Yeah.
clearly doing things to me.
Right, okay. I'm a perfectly nice guy.
Well,
Run
I'm
my own
sure
business.
you are,
I'm-
but no.
Own my own car.
If it weren't for the alcohol,
most of my
no,
hair.
don't get the wrong impression. But if it weren't for the alcohol, that wouldn't have
Alright.
happened. Moving on from that. So,
Sorry, just trying to ignore what you just said.
Great. So buying the recipe would be brilliant.
What's pretty much the only thing I have. I mean,
Well,
without the business, I
I
just
don't
have
want
my
to
own
take
car,
the
and
only
that's
thing
my
you
opening
have
line.
from you, but
You want to take
yeah.
my livelihood?
yes,
You want to
yes,
take the
I
only
do.
thing that I'm proud of, the only thing I've worked hard for?
Pretty much. That's exactly what I would like to.
Because I could give you so much more.
No, you see, I'm
You know,
just not.
even if professionally this doesn't work out, I mean,
You know,
I'm
sorry, I'm
single.
just
I'm
interested
sure
in-
you're single. I mean, you run this
It's
company
not a
full time.
personal
I mean, I
thing.
bet
It's
you have
just,
no spare
you know,
time, but I could
the
help you
height
have spare
issue
time.
is
If
a-
I
is
could
a
take over the
problem.
production,
You know, if you're just a bit taller.
I could wear platform shoes.
I don't know if you
I'm actually
could,
taller,
having drunk that concoction.
I'd
'cause
get a walking stick. It's fine. The canes are swanky.
That is true, actually.
And also, you should see me when I'm sober. I'm much taller.
Well, maybe when I'm sober, you'll be a lot taller.
Yeah.
Uh,
And maybe you actually have a smaller nose.
I just... You being rude to me is just... When you talk about my nose, I can't keep
Right,
myself
that's it.
back. What were we talking about?
The alcohol.
Oh,
Oh, horrible,
yeah.
horrible
Oh.
alcohol. I think I'm blind.
we work well together.
Yes.
And so I think you should sell the recipe to me.
Sorry. I did not hear that. I should watch you.
Sell the recipe to me. Oh dear. I got business, please.
You want to get down to business?
Commercial business.
Oh, I'm not
But
paying
not.
for it.
No, you see. Ooh. This alcohol
Yeah.
that you make.
Yep.
Good job.
Good, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Good work on that.
Thanks. I
Good.
enjoy my work.
Good.
I'm the prime tester.
Good. I wouldn't know. I can't
Really?
tell to look at you.
Really? Wow,
way-
you're not looking at me.
yeah,
I'm over there. That's the cupboard.
Yes, the cupboard has better features.
Right.
It's more appealing. You
Right.
Know, for
It is
there.
quite tall.
Well, and that is what I'm looking for
Yeah.
in a recipe for alcohol. Height.
Great.
Are you
So-
two going to do a deal at any point?
I don't know.
Tell you what, have another drink.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey!
Merry Christmas.
And there we end. And who said corporate mergers were easy? Anyway, the next round, hang on, all that, points! Points,
Yay!
damn you, points!
Yes, please. How kind, thank you.
No, they're not going to you. They're going to Brendan
Claire.
and Hannah.
Hey!
Hey.
Hey!
Moving swiftly on, we come to a round entitled Three Spirits, which for you, dear teams, means coming to face with the mouldy old ghost of Christmas past, the slick contemporary spirit of Christmas present, and the highly speculative potential wraith of Christmas future. Each team begins on a cold, dark Christmas Eve and can be doing anything they want except sleeping. I will randomly flip between periods of time. Our performers must adapt their activity and language to the period of time they find themselves in. Right, it's a cold, dark Christmas Eve, but in the kitchen, for Brendan and Hannah, something is cooking.
Right, so you forgot the turkey.
Well, forgot is a strong word,
What lesser word would you use?
so maybe I forgot the turkey.
Yeah, that's the same
But-
word.
But vegetables, I'm on that. We have all of the vegetables.
Carrots,
Yes.
potatoes.
No.
The future!
Although I do have this new thing, which is just as good as a potato. I know it looks a bit like a metal box,
Yes.
but you just try it.
Is it one of those
tastes-
flavour pills I've heard so much about?
It tastes just like a So
I wish I could remember what potatoes actually were, but
I
okay.
I seem to remember that they were orange and kind of
The poofy green
Yeah,
top.
they-
Yeah, the
they-
long-eared things loved them.
yeah. Donkeys.
Donkeys, yeah.
Yeah.
With their fluffy little tails.
Yeah,
and
with
their
the
prominent
little,
front
and
teeth.
the bouncing.
Yeah,
and
donkeys love to
yeah.
bounce
Yeah,
while having a
but
potato.
The past.
it tastes just like that.
Ye oldie potato.
Oh, ye oldie potato.
It's all we bloody got.
But
We really
can
should
we
cultivate some
afford
new
it?
veg. We're going to have to. It's the only thing in the garden. Besides the rocks. I tried to grow the rocks. They didn't work.
Again this year. Oh, ye gods, why?
Why, gods, why won't these rocks?
Even further in the past.
Why won't rocks?
Rock not tasty.
Rock hot teeth.
Ah, angry.
Emotions.
Oh, feel.
Regressing.
Oh,
Ah! Hungry.
And Back to the Future.
if we just get in the car,
Get it up
just
to
hop in.
85,
Yeah.
and we can enjoy Christmas whenever we want.
Much better.
Yeah, we can go back in time, kill you, and then you get the turkey.
And stop. I think that's a pretty good ending line. Let's
Yeah.
not ruin it. Okay, so finally, we have Dan and Claire cuddled up close together on a dark winter's night, watching their favourite Downton Abbey.
I mean, I think she's a bitch.
Yes.
I mean, look at her. Who does she think she is?
it's good to sit down and see proof that rich people are pricks.
They are. Look at those poor people downstairs making the food for those rich bastards.
Yeah.
The future.
It just winds me up because they've got bloody robots and we haven't. Like,
I agree.
Like back in, we had people to serve our food. Now they've bloody gone and got robots. I mean, who wants a robot?
Calm down. We are watching Christmas special
Okay,
of
I'm sorry.
Downton Abbey.
And the past.
Well, my dear, it's good to be at the theatre here on
Yes.
Christmas Eve.
It is lovely, isn't it, George?
It is indeed.
No, it's good that you're enjoying yourself, George. You've been working very hard this year.
I have. I've been working for the government. Doing secretive things.
Well, don't tell everybody. Don't shout about it.
Okay, I will not shout about it.
Good.
I have definitely not been finding ways to stop the Jerry menace.
George, stop talking.
I know what will stop me talking, putting this massive cigar in my mouth.
And even further back, further into the past.
Do you like my pipe?
Yes, dear, it's a lovely pipe.
I carved it myself.
You're very talented, dear.
I know. That's what comes of being a Renaissance genius.
Would you like some wine?
No! I will tell you what I need. I can feel the inspiration coming upon me. In order to paint the ceiling of this cathedral, I must cut off your ear. Stand still, my darling.
Yes.
I will fetch the chainsaw.
Yes, well, whatever you want to do. I support you 100% in your...
It's made by the Acme Corporation. The A stands for anachronistic.
And forwards into the future.
I love this hover bike that you got me for Christmas.
Well, you're more than welcome. I saw it and I thought of you.
Well, it does have my face on the front.
It does. I did put your face on the front. I thought, what's nicer than a personalised hover?
I just love personalised stuff. That's why your Christmas present is my face on everything else in the house.
I'm not sure about the vase with your face on it. I mean, it's
Oh no, that's actually a cloned copy of my head.
a bit misshapen. I can only see a lot of your forehead.
Yes, it's melted.
Ah, yes. I see.
It's one of the many mutants to go wrong. There's about
Yeah.
half a dozen more of them rampaging around the kitchen. Still, never mind, we can cook one of them for Christmas dinner.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Everyone's searching for one since the turkey went extinct.
Have you got the Brussels sprouts?
I have got the Brussels sprouts.
And enough. Enough. Please. Stop.
For the love of God.
Okay. Another round over. And I can't score anyone ahead on that one. That was two good sets of performances. We're going to go for 1 point apiece.
Yes.
A draw.
Very nice.
The
Okay.
coward's way out.
Enough from you, Luxton. 1 point deducted. Brendan wins.
No, Dan! No! Dan, all I ever wanted was to win.
Ah.
I always lose on imps. You can't. I thought third time lucky. And I
Would
didn't
that make
win.
it bad to point out that it's my first time?
Yes, it's really bad. She won't bloody
Goodwill
won.
to all men, Claire.
No goodwill to any men.
And so
Especially not
ends
Dan
the
Luxton.
I propose that Claire joins Brendan's team.
Yes.
The
The winners are Brendan, Hannah, and Claire.
Oh.
The loser is Dan. And so ends the game. Luckily, points are an abstract concept, rather like money. So let me scatter largesse equally upon you all. Thank you to our team captains, Brendan and Dan, and our festive guests, Claire and Hannah. Tonight's winner is Christmas, and of course you, our listener. Nevertheless, I've been Mark Wilkinson. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
You've been listening to Little Imps, hosted by Mark Wilkinson and starring Brendan Way and Dan Luxton, with Hannah Gimson and Clare Holman-Hobbs. Little Imps was devised by Dan Luxton and written by Mark Wilkinson, and was recorded at the University of Winchester for Talking Tosh Productions. Merry Christmas!
Shall we all give a nice big Merry Christmas?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Merry Christmas!